Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Turbo Mock. First things first, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the love on the last mock. We're going to continue to get better at these mocks, so hopefully you guys enjoy them as I keep making them. So if you guys haven't heard by now, it sounds like Justin Fields may be available in this upcoming draft cycle. The Bears GM, Ryan Poles, had stated that he had to be completely blown away to be able to take a quarterback at the first overall. This opens up speculation that Justin Fields might be available for trade. Now, do I think this is a completely terrible idea for them to trade off Justin Fields? Absolutely. Do I think it happens? Absolutely not. Is it probably just noise so they can build up the value of that first overall pick? I think so, but we're just going to run with a mock today anyway and have some fun. That's what these mocks are all about. We're going to get creative and see what kind of scenarios we can get ourselves into. We're going to use PFF today for the mock draft because our last website that we use doesn't allow you to use players in trades. I've only used PFF mock draft once. It comes out pretty good, but the rankings are a little weird, so you'll see players like Will Levis as like the third best player in the class. I don't think that's true, but we're just going to go off feel and what we like to draft. So we're on the clock with Chicago Bears, and we had already decided that we're going to trade away Justin Fields. The three teams that I think are targeting quarterbacks super heavy in this upcoming draft cycle, other than the Colts, I think would be the Raiders, the Falcons, and the Panthers. I'm going to go ahead and trade Justin Fields to the Panthers because I have a player in mind that I want to take with the second Chicago Bears pick in the first. Trading with the Panthers instead of like the Raiders will allow me to get more picks for this young team in next year's draft. Trading away QB is always really confusing when it comes to valuing them alongside draft picks. So we're going to go ahead and take the 9th pick from the Panthers, a 2024 second round pick, and a 2024 third round pick. So we send the trade through. The Panthers lose their first round pick. They lose a second next year, a third next year, but they still hold on to their first next year. The Panthers no longer need a QB. They don't have a first round pick at all. The Bears need a QB, so they're on the clock now. With the first pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Bryce Young. It feels dirty doing that. I can't even lie. I love Justin Fields. No way they should trade him. Next on the clock is Houston Texans. No surprise here. They're going to go with CJ Stroud. Our last draft, we gave the Cardinals Will Anderson here at the 3rd pick, so we're going to go ahead and flip with Jalen Carter. A lot of people have them as the 2 best players in this draft, so we're just going to give them Jalen Carter. This is going to help their run defense immensely. Next on the clock is the Colts. They're going to take Will Levis. You know I'm not a big fan of Will Levis. He's probably going to end up being a top 10 pick, whether I like him or not, whether he was balling out this year or not. His traits alone really just push him up into the first round, and there's such a large demand for quarterback in the NFL right now. Seattle's super grateful for Denver when they traded for Russell Wilson because here they land Will Anderson, probably my favorite player in the entire draft, maybe the best player in the entire draft. They land him at 5. What an amazing player to be able to land at 5. He could be the 101 in any other class. The Detroit Lions elect to go defense here again. Their offense is so high-powered. Completely overhaul that defensive line. They got Aiden Hutchinson, and they're about to draft Myles Murphy right here. Aiden and Myles are going to be so dominant, both sides of the defensive line. They're going to be able to get after the quarterback, and their secondary is going to be so thankful. We're going to go back-to-back Clemson Tigers here and take Brian Brzee. This is a team that really needed quarterback, but we're going to assume that maybe Tom Brady went to the Raiders, maybe Jimmy G went, but this team definitely needs quarterback, and they're in a long rebuild here. Just like our last mock, we're going to give the Falcons Tyree Wilson. This is a team that absolutely needs help getting after the quarterback. Going to help their secondary out so much. They're at the league bottom at getting after the quarterback. 0 sacks ever. This team really needs someone who can dominate the edge. Here we are back on the clock with the Chicago Bears. They just got Bryce Young, and this is a team that desperately needs offensive weapons. We're going to go ahead and give him Quentin Johnston, and I know a lot of people think that Chase Claypool and Quentin Johnston play similar, but I think Chase Claypool is better suited as a big slot, and Quentin Johnston can just go dominate as the X receiver. The Eagles are on the clock, and this is a team that could really benefit from getting a premier cornerback earlier. Darius Slay is getting a little older. I know he's an all-pro this year, absolute balling out. I think he's 30, 31 years old. You want to get a dominant guy. This team's not going to pick in the top 10 picks, probably for the next 5, 10 years. Who knows? They're a great team. They can afford to take a risk here. They're going to go ahead and take Christian Gonzalez. I'm going to stay consistent with this Titans pick. They're going to go ahead and take a tackle. Taylor Lewan hasn't been healthy. He hasn't played a full season since 2017. I know he's an amazing player when he's on the field, but you want to replace that talent with new, fresh talent. They're going to go ahead and take Paris Johnson. That might be their offensive tackle 1. Who knows? He's not mine, but this is who the Titans are going to take. The Houston Texans just got their franchise quarterback in CJ Stroud. They're going to pair him with a wide receiver because Brandon Cooks is off the team. He just said this week that he wants to get traded out. He wants nothing to do with the team, so we're going to go ahead and give him Jordan Addison. It might be a little early for Jordan Addison, but this is definitely a position of need, and I think he's a great player. The Jets are on the clock, and this is a team that desperately needs healthy offensive linemen. The Mekhi Becton experience has been kind of crazy. He's been injured all the time. We're going to go ahead and give him Peter Skoronski. That way, if Mekhi Becton is available, Skoronski can kick in and play guard. I know Elijah Vera-Tucker is a great guard, but you can put him on the other side. You can really just get this guy rotated in if Mekhi Becton's available. Not going to complicate this one too much. The Patriots finally get Roderick Jones. That's my favorite tackle in this class right now, and I think that's just the position we need the absolute most if we're going to put our trust in Mac. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock, and they're going to go ahead and take Michael Mayer. Now, this is a pick that might be a little early for a tight end. If Aaron Rodgers is around, they're going to maximize the potential of that pick. This feels very on brand, and he's going to be a red zone target that Aaron Rodgers or whoever they've been missing for a little bit since Devontae left. The Washington Commanders get kind of lucky here with Anthony Richardson. They don't have a quarterback of the future on their roster unless you really believe in Sam Howell. I think he may be a good player, but we're going to take Anthony Richardson just in case. This is a fair price for a player with that amount of upside, and I think he's going to end up in the first round anyway. So I feel like this is kind of a really smart pick for the Commanders. The Steelers are on the clock, and we're going to go ahead and give them a tackle. Anton Harrison's sitting here staring at them. I feel as though 17 might be a little rich for the player, but we're still going to take it. They desperately need the tackle. Anton Harrison to the Steelers, pick 17. The Lions are on the clock, and this is a team that desperately needs more secondary help. We're going to go ahead and give him Cam Smith. He might not be better than Keely Ringo, but I think he's a better fit. He has really good energy. He's kind of a dog like the rest of the Lions are. It's always hard finding a home for a running back in the first round, but Bijan's too much of a talent for him to slide any farther than this. We're going to go ahead and give Tampa Bay Bijan at pick 19. This is a team that seems like it's on a couple-year rebuild once Tom Brady leaves, so we're just going to get them good players. The Seattle Seahawks are on the clock, and they're going to stop the fall of Keely Ringo. Keely may be a little bit raw, but you pair him alongside Tariq Woolen, who they have clearly shown that they can develop a raw player into a great talent. You want to take that gamble. So Keely Ringo, Tariq Woolen in the secondary, lights out pick. The Jaguars are another team that needs secondary help. They need a corner to go alongside Tyson Campbell, so we're going to go ahead and give him Clark Phillips. Clark might be a little bit smaller, but he's very scheme versatile, so he's going to be able to step into a role, whether it be slot, maybe he works his way out to boundary corner. He might just be good enough to be a boundary corner anyway, but he is a ball hawk. The Giants are on the clock, and they desperately need wide receiver. We're going to go ahead and take the best one available, and that's Jackson Smith-Njigba. You can figure out the slot situation later. I know JSN is a slot guy, Wandale's a slot guy. That offense with Brian Daboll, they can figure out a way, creative ways of getting them both on the field at the same time. We're on the clock with the Ravens, and this is a team that I can't see going any other position than wide receiver. Rashad Bateman's never healthy. He can never stay on the field. We want to get someone like Josh Downs, who we're going to take for them. He can slide right into the slot and be very productive. Hopefully Bateman can be healthy for him. Even if Bateman's not healthy, Josh Downs can play anywhere on the offense. At pick 24, the Chargers are going to select Trenton Simpson. That's a linebacker. Kenneth Murray hasn't been playing great this year. He's kind of been a disappointment since he's been drafted, honestly. They take Trenton Simpson here to be able to fill that void, maybe work alongside him, and then we can figure out wide receiver later. The Cowboys are on the clock, and this is a team that desperately needs speed on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to go ahead and pair Dak with Jalen Hyatt, and then you're going to have CD running in the slot. You're just going to have a lot more of an explosive element in the passing game this next year. The fall of Joey Porter stops here with the Bengals. This is a team that could use the DB help. Joey Porter very well may be the best corner in this class, so for the Bengals to be able to pull this off at pick 26, that's a great pick. The Vikings elect to go with a defensive back with their pick. They're going to go ahead and take Brian Branch. Their secondary needs a lot of help. They also need someone who's really good at tackling. This guy's going to be able to play all over the formation and just be a sure tackler. He's going to be able to come up with big plays when they need it the most. The Broncos continue to invest in Russell Wilson. They're going to go ahead and take the best right tackle in this draft class. His name's Darnell Wright from Tennessee. We gave the Broncos DeJuan Jones in the last mock. We're going to go ahead and give him Darnell Wright in this one. The Bills are a team that have been lacking a wide receiver 2 all season long. I like Gabe Davis. I don't think he's a great wide receiver 2. We're going to go ahead and give him Zay Flowers from Boston College. He's been a riser as of late. He can play in the slot. He's going to just add an explosive layer to that offense. He's going to mesh so well with Stephon Diggs. Nolan Smith falls to the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are a team that like to take upside swings often. This is a team that needs to be able to get after the quarterback other than Chris Jones. They take a gamble on the Georgia defensive end. With the last pick of the draft, the Philadelphia Eagles take Lucas Van Ness from Iowa. This is a defensive end that's getting not a lot of buzz. He's 6'5", 270 pounds, and has some incredible tape against some of the best offensive linemen in the draft. Okay, so here's our final draft. The Bears traded away Justin Fields, and they got Bryce Young. They were able to pair him with Quentin Johnston. They were also able to pick up a few picks in next year's draft. Now, do I think this is a win? Absolutely not. You want to keep Justin Fields on your roster if you have him. He just needs the weapons and the situation to improve around him, and I think he can be a star. But considering the trade, Bryce Young, Quentin Johnston, and then you have extra picks next year and a bunch of cap space, it ain't that bad. Overall, I hope they don't do it. Probably a mistake if they do it. But if the team likes Bryce Young, the team likes Bryce Young. All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. The situation kind of sucks for Justin Fields right now. But while the media is on top of it, we're just going to mock and have some fun with it. Hopefully I gave your team all the picks that you wanted. And if I didn't, maybe I'll catch you in the next one. All right, boys. Peace.